Super 6 back this weekend, another £250,000 up for grabs. What will you predict with £250,000 on the line? Be sure to enter for free by 3 p.m. Saturday. Wishing you the best of luck. So it's the penultimate weekend of the Championship season. Massive game tomorrow lunchtime live on Sky as Luton play Coventry. But look, there's big games everywhere. Hull Derby, that's huge at the bottom. Borough home to Norwich. Jack Wilshere in interim charge at Norwich. Monday night, a big night for Bristol City away at newly promoted Leeds. And tonight is the final Friday night of the regular Championship season. We are at the Bet365 as Stoke host Sheffield United. That is their club motto. I hope your Latin is better than mine. So just a few minutes till kick-off now. Michael Brown, Luke Chambers and Chris Basham alongside me. Last home game of the season for Stoke then, Chris. And look, they're not quite there yet, but is it time for reflection when you're a fan looking on like this and maybe thinking about what could have been?
Yeah, I think so, but also I think they'll be wanting to secure the Championship survival in the right way. I think it's going to be a tough game. It always is when you go to Stoke away. I don't think Sheffield United got a fantastic record there, but it's a big one for Sheffield United in their eyes as well, because there's a lot of individuals that need to perform and obviously stake a claim to play in these next couple of games and in the big ones as well, in the playoffs.
Yeah, Luke, you've played in playoff campaigns before. You know heading into them that you're desperate for that place in the starting 11. 6 changes tonight for Sheffield United, and all those players coming in will want to make a claim.
Yeah, and I think it shows you the job that Chris Wilder has done. He's able to make 6 changes. The changes he had to make in the summer, I think he brought in 16, 17 players, and the job he's done with that point deduction to get themselves so close. He has such a Arsenal, not even Heyman nowhere to be seen this evening. Those players coming in tonight are 100% trying to chase those positions and those starting places when the playoffs come around.
Difficult though, Michael, when the others have done it all season and got them to 90+ points, isn't it?
It's so difficult. They'll be hurting. They'll want a reaction, this Sheffield United side. Obviously players coming in for that opportunity for the playoffs. When you've gone so far, then to be taken away, it can have a real negative effect. But they're going into somewhere with the Stoke City side who are desperate for the revival. The last game at home, you'll want to, wherever possible to have that ending where your families come on the pitch. It could be a big night that they're setting themselves up for. So it's a really, really interesting game at this stage now. More on it than people would think.
Victor Johansson today named Stoke's Supporters Player of the Year, with the little one in his arms there, but also telling of their season as well, Chris, that's why he was Player of the Season.
Yeah, obviously he's had to do a lot of saves in key moments. I think he's been fantastic for them, and he's a fan's favourite. But yeah, he's going to hopefully be busy tonight on a Sheffield United point of view, and there's a lot of lads. And it's an attacking team he's put out there. He's obviously looked at the Leeds game and analysed that, and he's gone all out.
OK, well, let's get set for it then with Lee Hendry and Gary Weaver.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. Well, they walk out here, they are instantly hit by the sight and sound of the South Stand. That's why Stoke City moved the home fans closer to the tunnel this season. The Stoke-on-Trent motto on their coat of arms: United strength is stronger. These are 2 wounded teams, scarred by Easter Monday's mayhem, damaged but not broken. Sheffield United had to stand, watch and listen to Burnley's promotion soundtrack, while Stoke was savaged by a rampant lead on their way to the Premier League. For Sheffield United, it's the old enemy, the playoffs. For Stoke City, who used to haunt Premier League giants but are now second-tier strugglers, it's a fight for their Championship existence. The left-back has been a problematic position for Stoke this season, an area hit by injury problems. So Lyndon Gooch, who Mark Robbins admits isn't really a left-back, looks set to play at left-back. Lewis Baker has been instrumental since his loan recall. He has been scoring and creating regularly in this attacking midfield position. Sam Gallagher replaces Ali Al-Hamadi in attack as Mark Robbins makes 2 changes from Monday's shattering defeat. Tyrese Campbell starts at a place where he spent almost a decade. It looks like a 2-pronged attack with Kiefer Moore alongside him, just as he was when the Blades beat Stoke back in October. Both scored that day. There's a start for Callum O'Hare up against the manager who built the stage for him to thrive during their time together at Coventry City. Hamza Chowdhury moves from right back to his more natural midfield position. There are 6 changes in total to the team beaten by Burnley on Monday. There's no Gus Harmer or Stoke City fan Ben Brereton Diaz, but Tom Campbell Buchanan, who scored 11 goals during a loan spell here earlier this season, is on the bench. So Victor Johansson goes again in goal for Stoke City. He was left hopelessly exposed at Ellen Road. Lee, how good is he?
Oh, he's very good. I mean, he's proved that this season, supporters player of the season. And I think he's just proved to be such an important signing for Stoke City. You know, he's led by examples. He's played in 44 championship games this season, every game so far. And he has had a big say, and I feel, in Stoke staying up in the championship. And to be quite honest, you look at that game against Leeds where they conceded 6, no goalkeeper wants to concede. He'll be looking at his back line and will be demanding a hell of a lot more coming up against 2 very good strikers this evening. And here's one of them, Tyrese Campbell. And he's back in the starting lineup. He's back at his old club, and that always smells danger, doesn't it? There's always something. Someone wants to come back and prove a point, and he has got a point to prove coming back to Stoke, you feel. And I think not only that, but guys have touched on in studio, there's some big games around the corner for Sheffield United. Yes, disappointment. They've got a good crop of centre forwards to choose from, but he, for me, is the all-round. He's got a little bit of everything, and I feel he'll make a big impact this evening.
So the final words being dished out in the Stoke City huddle at the other end in front of the travelling Sheffield United fans, the Blades players in their huddle as they break now. So Chris Wilder had to conduct his post-match interviews to the sound of Burnley's celebrations at Turf Moor on Monday. He knows it's the playoffs. Now it's another test of character for these Sheffield United players to rise again. And Mark Robins' head was spinning, seeing Leeds United cut through Stoke time after time on Monday. Then he saw results elsewhere. Almost everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong for Stoke City. Now time to right the wrongs and make sure that Stoke live to fight another day in the Championship. It's a fight that they hope that they'd already won. But those below are circling again. Final Friday night football of the regular season. And Sheffield United know that they've secured third spot. They can't get higher, they cannot get lower. But what they can do is win the promotion. The best way to bring promotion, the best way to go up, the worst way to stay down, it's the playoffs. And right now it's preparation for that.
Yeah, it is, it really is. And momentum's going to be key, Gary, it really is. And that's why I think Chris has looked at his squad, yes, rested a few, but there's opportunity for everyone to feature and start in the final games, which are huge games for the football club.
Forward by Sam McCallum. Tyrese Campbell giving chase to this and looking to put the squeeze on Lyndon Gooch, who took the hit there. Campbell, who did score when these two met at Bramall Lane back in October against his former club, where he spent almost a decade. Manchester City banked around £1.7 million in compensation when Tyrese Campbell left Manchester City for Stoke as a teenager.
Yeah, he's a very good player, isn't he? And I feel that a bad injury where he took him time to get back to full strength, full fitness. He's had a brilliant season, he really has, in front of goal. He looks like he's back sharp, fit, hungry. Stoke will have it all to do to keep him quiet. Robinson,
moved on by Callum O'Hare. Opportunity for him to stake a claim tonight, Callum O'Hare. Sousa, juggling and running. Here he is again. And the flag eventually, belatedly, does go up. Mark Robins didn't want to spend too long dissecting all that went wrong at Ellen Road on Monday. A quick debrief and then it was in the bin. Move on quickly. Stoke have been doing well of late, up until they walked into that Leeds United storm.
Yeah, it was a storm and a half, wasn't it, as well? And hunger and desire Leeds have had most of the season, the amount of goals they've scored, and they have been relentless. That attacking force that they've had that's seen them get promotion, but the disappointment for Mark Robins, as you said, is certainly in good form. Just feeling like they've turned a corner. All of a sudden, coming across the Leeds side who were absolutely relentless.
I think what troubled Mark Robins the most was that he felt his team was scared to play their football, were passive, didn't get involved. But a quick debrief, as I mentioned, in the bin, move on. A bit like me and you, Lee. Sariki to Souza. Campbell. Souza involved again. Now Femi Sariki, who's very much an attacking fullback in that right-back position for Sheffield United. He runs into trouble there, though.
It's an interesting right-hand side, isn't it? Sheffield United, Brewster playing out there with Sariki will get forward, Stoke problems.
That's for Baker to move the ball on. Gallagher, Manhoff waiting in the middle, but it doesn't reach him. Robinson slamming the door shut. Here comes Stoke City again. Urged on by the vociferous Booth end, and Robinson having to tidy up again.
Yeah, that's good play. I did expect a massive response from the home side this evening. He's starting on the front foot with that bit of aggression.
They've forced the corner here, which will be taken in front of the travelling Sheffield United fans on that far side. As I mentioned earlier, they have moved the away fans here this season so they could get the home fans nearer the tunnel. The away fans have travelled in their numbers from South Yorkshire for this, which a few weeks ago they would have hoped would be a step closer to promotion to the Premier League. Automatic gone, but the playoffs will be here soon. It's dropped invitingly for Bay, who slams that shot in. There's Junho Bay again, who loses out, and the Blades looking for something on the counter-attack with Callum O'Hare. There's Kiefer Moore.
It should be a good physical battle between them two. Kiefer Moore just making sure that he knows his defenders are in for a good tussle tonight. I think it's just a little nudge here, isn't it, when he just pushes him off.
Well, he gave the Burnley defenders something to think about in the opening exchanges, and for a large part of the first half at Turf Moor on Monday, Kiefer Moore, that front two of Kiefer Moore and Tom Cannon. Cannon on the bench here tonight, before Burnley managed to take control of that game. But Sheffield United did go a little bit more direct, launching the ball into Kiefer Moore quicker. And they would have been doing in games at times this season, and Chris Wilder admits it gave them a little bit of food for thought.
Yeah, definitely, I think that's an option that Sheffield United have, isn't it, with the centre forwards they have at their peril. You really have to get the best out of them, don't you? And I do feel that Kiefer Moore, Tom Cannon, he's got a point to prove. It hasn't really worked for him. Super goal he scored.
Yeah, worked out for him here in the first half of the season, on loan at Stoke City from his then parent club Leicester, scoring 11 goals in 27 games. Up against him here tonight, potentially, if he gets on the pitch.
Reminds me a bit of myself, actually.
Oh yeah.
Did well at Stoke and not too good at Sheffield United.
Hang on, been reading your book. Stoke City on the front foot here. Sam McCallum is in the way. Manhoff moved on to Chamadou. There's McCallum. Stoke City are looking a threat when they move forward here.
Yeah, it's a good bit of play, isn't it? And he's had a good season himself, but having the support of Chamadou getting him behind, the back line. Not sure what he was actually trying to do there. Thinking more of flashing it across that 6-yard area.
Well, he has been working on the decision-making side of his game. Junior Chamadou, who won a full pelt, can be a really exciting player. Sheffield United just waiting for the ball to be presented to them. Chamadou. There's Robinson to McCallum. Robinson was caught. Well, Chris Wilder Tuesday morning was on the phone to Daniel Farke to congratulate him on winning promotion. That was the plan anyway, but Daniel Farke didn't answer till the afternoon. You may understand why. I think he had a good night on Monday night.
Fair play to him, fair play. What a guy though, that's brilliant, isn't it? It really is, that just shows what Chris Wilder's all about. I know he has the banter and he gets amongst it, but he's certainly an honest guy. Credit to him.
Yeah, half-hour chat between the two, Chris Wilder and Daniel Farke on Tuesday. There's Kiefer Moore. Into the path here of Callum O'Hare, who's looking to torment Stoke City. It's Tyrese Campbell, Johansson in away. Good decision-making again from the Stoke City keeper, who raced off his line to make sure that that didn't progress any further.
Oh, what a save. I mean, it's brilliant play from Sheffield United, it really is. Callum O'Hare picking up that ball, but just love the way that Victor Johansson comes out, makes himself look big, makes a super stop.
Jun Ho Bei. That's McCallum. Now Souza. There's McCallum again. Kiefer Moore moving for that and winning the aerial duel. Likewise, Tyrese Campbell. Kiefer Moore again. Campbell will give chase. Stoke City with a man down. It's Chamadou who's down. And Jared Gillett brings play to a halt.
Let's have a look at this save again, and this is why he's been so key this season for Stoke City. I mean, work it well, Sheffield United. It's a great up-through ball from Callum O'Hare. Good run, and then equally matched with a super save. Comes out, makes himself big, spreads himself. And whether Tyrese Campbell could just lift that ball, I'm not sure that Victor Johansson's that close to him, but certainly got off his line quickly and narrowed the gap. But super save.
Yeah, there was a clause in his Rotherham contract that if they were relegated again, just as they were, he could leave for around about £1 million plus a few add-ons. But one of these standout keepers in the Championship, one of the many standout keepers in the Championship, Michael Cooper at the other end here. James Trafford of Burnley, of course, we know what he's done this season. Sariki to Robinson. Oh, here's Cooper. Now McCallum. This time Sheffield United get the free kick.
I really want to see Stoke City grabbing this game in that midfield. Here's Baker. One who can start things off and attack and get on the ball. In some clever little spaces where he can turn and face the defensive line. You see a little bit more of him getting on the ball.
And just a reminder for Stoke City, they will ensure survival tonight if they win. They'll also be safe if either Derby or Luton lose tomorrow. It's not done yet. They are on 50 points. We've seen teams disappear with 50 points before. Mark Robbins wants it done tonight. Their final game is the trip to Derby County next weekend.
It's a massive game, isn't it?
Kiefer Moore looking for Tyrese Campbell, who gets the shot away and it deflects behind.
Well, this is a whole thing about having Kiefer Moore in your side. Just look at that. You can play a ball up. He will be that big focal point. Then you need bodies around. Yes, his partner in crime, Tyrese Campbell, just plays off the little cushion chest from Kiefer Moore. It's brilliant. It's good defending. That's what Sheffield United can do to sides, particularly having that two up top.
Yeah, they played this way when they beat Stoke at Bramall Lane back in October. Two up top, Campbell and Kiefer Moore. Looking to cause Stoke City problems again here. Signal from Brewster. Goes in low, Callum O'Hare with the flick. And Campbell was looking to pounce, Johansson gets to it.
Yeah, it's obviously worked on, wasn't it? Because it's at that near post where Callum O'Hare gets a little flick onto the ball. It might just fall at Tyrese Campbell's feet and maybe just bounces away from him, not expecting it.
There's Gallagher. Wouterberger looking to set Gallagher away. Chowdhury in the way. That's Callum O'Hare. Looking for Tyrese Campbell. Some fans think there's a bit of push and shove there from Campbell, the referee having none of it. Souza. O'Hare. There's Siriki to Brewster. Now holding. Hamza Chowdhury. He was last seen being pushed up the tunnel at Turf Moor on Monday. There's Souza. Berger, beautifully done by him. How did he do that? Sheffield United though win it back. Souza, it's Kiefer Moore, it's Moore who set his sights. Now Stoke City looking for something on the counter-attack, 3 against 3. Baker, Manhoff, Bay and Gallagher are waiting in the middle. It's Bay and it's straight to Cooper. A flowing counter-attack from Stoke City, but Sheffield United just about had the matter in hand.
Yeah, it was a brilliant counter-attack as well, just as Kiefer Moore takes that strike on. Chowdhury can't get a hold of that. It's a 3v3. Usually it's 3v2 if anything, but Baker, if he can get your head up left-hand side, Bay's out there, but he makes a brilliant run, picked out by Manhoff. It's a hard one for him to generate the pace, the power, accuracy all at once. For Sheffield United, it just goes into Cooper's gloves, but brilliant.
Campbell, Callum O'Hare. He's got McCallum backing him up if he needs him, and he forces the corner.
And they do have that, don't they, Stoke City? They have that quick turnover of players that can get up the pitch. So about Baker getting on the ball, he's very good, very clever. He's got the ball at his feet.
Well, he found it difficult to get into the Blackburn Rovers midfield in the first half of the season. Mark Robbins recalled him when the January window opened up, and he's made a major impact here, playing as an attacking midfield. An attacking midfielder, he's played more often than not in that role, and he's been flourishing, but he's on defensive duty here. As Sheffield United look for something from this corner kick. Kiefer Moore waits at the far post. It was beyond Kiefer Moore, and the header from Holding, I think it was Robinson who got to it, and Johansson managed to deal with it. There's Callum O'Hare. McCallum to Brewster. Holding. There's Suriki, foot down on the gas. As though into Lyndon Gooch. There's Gooch again. Stoke look to play their way out of trouble, but eventually played themselves into trouble. And the referee has played the advantage.
It's a real good spell for Sheffield United. They feel like they're just stepping through the gears.
Holding. There he is. Rob Holding has missed a lot of football in the last couple of years. Been injured at times, but exiled at times at Crystal Palace. Did really well against Cardiff City last Friday night. And he's involved again here, trying to set Suriki away. Suriki goes down. Shake it ahead from Jared Gillett.
Yeah, he looked a bit surprised as well. I think he just catches him. Feels like he has got the beating, just a touch away. Tell you what, he's just getting his body across. I think he's just blocking the path, isn't he? And certainly his contact there. I think that's why Suriki gets up and he's very surprised that that penalty. I've seen them given.
Jack Lester, part of Chris Wilder's management team, has just been in the ear of fourth official Anthony Backhouse, presumably about that. There's a chance for Bay to run for Stoke City. Now Baker. Baker stumbled as he was setting his sights. Then he goes down. No free kick. Gallagher pulling into space, but the cross over hits and Baker remains down.
Yeah, I actually felt that that was a free kick on the edge of the box. I think that's because he just gets a toe away from, I think it's Brewster on the edge of the box. Oh yes, it blatantly is. I'll tell you what, it's a naughty one on the back of the heel. It's because he's always stretching away. Yeah, that first one and that one. There, it's a blatant free kick, isn't it? Where's furious and asking Jared Gillett why and how. Is that not a free kick?
Gallagher. There's Holding. Campbell again. Seen off by Wilmot. Manhoff. There's Baker closing in. It's Baker. Holding in the way of that one. Callum O'Hare. Now Souza. Looking to escape the clutches of Ben Pearson, who takes out Souza and has injured himself in the process and is booked. There's an awkward angle from which Ben Pearson attempted to make that challenge.
Yeah, I mean, that good little spell there, and he's just lunged. He's never going to get there. So he's just got the momentum going forward and the touch away, and then he just completely takes him out, injures himself in the process.
Yeah, they're both down here. Vinny Souza, after being caught there by Pearson, landed on Ben Pearson's left ankle. Souza's back on his feet, but there's concern here for Ben Pearson, who made that challenge and has been booked for making it.
I'll have a look at this penalty shout again and try and clear it up. There's a possibility of him being offside. There's the big switch of play. Holding picks out Sariki doesn't really give us the line and the accuracy of that, but and once he's in that 1v1, and Gucci has that big touch away, and then I'll tell you what, it's all right when you get the shoulder and the arm across, but he doesn't. I mean, he gets his arm across, but it's more the contact of the foot that brings him down. I'll tell you what, I think he's very, very lucky.
Yeah, well, the flag didn't go up, so had Jared Gillett seen that as a penalty, it would have been a penalty. Ben Pearson, who's missed a lot of football, injured. And just have injured himself in making that lunge on Vinny Souza. No sympathy. A booking for Ben Pearson. And it had to be.
Yeah, it did. There's no way he's going to get any of the football, but you know what Ben Pearson's like. He breaks the play up, he does it brilliantly, he has done most of his career, but he's come off the worst here.
Well, Stoke City with a decision to make here. Looks like Ben Pearson wants to try and give it a go. Souza, who was on the end of that challenge, is good to go. Hamza Chowdhury into Souza. Campbell has made the offer in behind here. He's away from your hands and he hits the deck. And the referee is about to book Tyrese Campbell for simulation. No penalty. A booking for the Sheffield United striker.
Well, it's brilliant play from Sheffield United. It's a super run from Tyrese Campbell. I think he's looking for it. No doubt. It's a slight touch. It's not enough for a penalty, so he's obviously looking for that one, and that's why Jared Gillett has jumped to his pocket, issuing the yellow card. This will give you a little bit more of view. It's a slight touch of the hand off the goalkeeper. Definitely not a penalty.
A booking for Campbell on his return to Stoke City. But he is making those threatening runs in behind, is Tyrese Campbell.
We don't see it a lot, do we, Gary? And the team's playing two out-and-out strikers very often in the modern game, and I think with the way that Sheffield United set up, they use their wide men as well, don't they? So there's lots of options forward. There's the challenge on Brewster. It's a little taste of what's to come. He hasn't had an awful lot of football, has he, really? I mean, this evening, he only touched the ball. Need to get him on the ball.
Seymour is a number 10 at Sheffield United these days. Ryan Brewster playing out wide tonight, though. He has formed at times a good connection, playing in that number 10 role behind Tyrese Campbell. Brewster playing wide right and Campbell up front alongside Kiefer Moore. That's given away by Hamza Chowdhury. Manhoff. Now Bay. Chamadou. Chamadou stands that ball up. Cooper invited off his line. And now Campbell's looking for something on the counter-attack here. Those cheers have got a little bit louder. Faced by Wilmot. Campbell will be fired up by those jeers. O'Hare looking for Tyrese Campbell again. It was Lyndon Gooch who followed them all the way in on that left side.
It was brilliant. Defensively, good work from Campbell. It was clever actually from O'Hare, just actually leaving the ball that was intended for himself. Just didn't have the pace on it for Campbell to go and continue on from that pass. One of his own. As soon as he picks it up on that right side, I mean, it's a super ball out from Souza that gets him in a 1v1. And then his limited options. Good run from keeper Moore and O'Hare. It's that pace on the pass. I think a little bit more he might just get on the end of that, but it's a gooch. It's a super defensive tackle.
Well, Robbins has had a few conversations with Lyndon Gooch about playing in that left-back position. He did come on there at Ellen Road on Monday. He's no stranger to playing it, but the Stoke boss admits it's not really his position. They've had a few injuries to contend with in that left-back position this season of Stoke. And they get the free kick here. Forward by Phillips. That's Robinson. Souza. There's Brewster. Gooch again. Leaving his calling card.
Yeah, I think that'll be his last one. It's 2 in the matter of 5 minutes or so where he's called Brewster. I think that will be his last one. It's a great little bit of feet and awareness.
There's Ben Pearson. Looks to be okay now. That's Kiefer Moore. He did well to get that on target. It was an awkward one for him to try and sort his feet out.
Yeah. I just that little spin round the corner. Maybe he just wants to take that back. It's going to be hard to hit that first time, and there's a goalkeeper a problem.
Holding. There's Berger. Now Gooch, Baker. This is Chowdhury. Chamadou in combat with Callum O'Hare. Kiefer Moore will try and get to it. He's done well. Callum O'Hare again. Campbell to his right. McCallum making progress here. But, a miscue cross from Sam McCallum finds the booth end.
Yeah, no need to put that ball into the box. No rush. Callum O'Hare could receive that back in acres of space.
Well, Bosun Lowell is about to come on by the looks of it. He is stripped off and ready. We're hearing it will be Ben Pearson to make way. Chadley steps across the path of Bay. Stoke don't get the free kick they were looking for. It's lively in here, and Stoke City want this place to become a bit of a fortress again, because the fear factor has faded in recent years. They want this place to be like it used to be, and Stoke City to be Stoke City again.
Yeah, it needs to get back to that, doesn't it? It's just been doom and gloom since relegation from the Premier League. This place can be such a tough place to come. You need to turn a corner to make it like that again.
So Ben Pearson is withdrawn. This the challenge when he injured himself. Souza, as you can see, landing on his left ankle.
Yeah, as I said, he was never going to win that ball, but he's always going to make that challenge. Unfortunately, he's come off the work.
Bosun Lowell comes on. Game number 7 for him as a Stoke City player. All have been from the bench, from a Celtic man. And he's immediately into the action. Was out on loan at Fleetwood last season. There's McCallum. Now O'Hare. Holding. Sariki to Brewster. Sariki wants it back. Brewster goes the other way and picks out Kiefer Moore. It just got away from the Welsh international.
Yeah, there's a hand in there as well.
There's O'Hare. Callum O'Hare managed to smuggle that ball towards the 6-yard area where Chamadou was waiting. No way out for Stoke City. Souza. There's Robinson. McCallum. Stoke City looking for the win tonight. That would ensure survival, but they've got work to do here as Phillips gets the better of Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore gets his head on that one. Well, plenty more football for you to see live on Sky Sports from the EFL over the weekend. Luton Coventry, a huge game from Kenilworth Road tomorrow on Sky Sports main events. The build-up begins at 11 and there's plenty more to come, including Burnley going for the title at Queen's Park Rangers. He's also going for the title too. Wow, looking for Manhunt. Stoke City at the corner.
Tasty challenges, hasn't there, that's sparked the crowd a little bit.
Well, they won't quite feel settled here until they are mathematically safe. It could be done tonight. It will be done tonight if they get the win. Baker rolls the ball short to Lyndon Gooch, who swings that in, and Cooper is alive to it.
Yeah, it's comfortable for Cooper.
Here goes Souza. Sariki had to step in there and get the better of Bay after he was sold a bit short by Vinny Souza. He himself has taken another hit. He's back on his feet now. He's one of those that Sheffield United fear losing if they don't go up via the playoffs.
Yeah, he's a very good player though, isn't he? You see that he's got the energy to do the box-to-box. He's good on the football as well. He is a big driving force in that midfield for Sheffield United. It's understandable.
Chris Wilder's been happy with the way his players have responded to what happened on Monday at Burnley. Swallowed that disappointment. It's fired them up, he hopes, to do the job in the playoffs. The last few days have all been positive messages from the management team to the players about how well they've done to get where they are. He wants to break through that 90-point barrier, Chris Wilder. Callum O'Hare breaking forward here. And put behind by Phillips.
Well, there's no doubt, is there, that they have a really good squad of players. And that's where I feel that they have that man there that's going to drive them forward. So they have to have that belief. They have to put the disappointment aside. Really have a good go. I know that that playoff record isn't nice to look at for lots of reasons.
Yeah, you're part of it, but we'll come to that later. 2009 and all that.
Please don't.
Second half. Kiefer Moore waits at the far post. Drop towards that area. And back in by McCallum. And Johansson tried to get to it on the line, but he couldn't. And Sheffield United, wounded but not broken after losing the top two fight, make their point in the Potteries, and Stoke City have problems.
Yeah, and this is a real brave header, I must admit, from Sam McCallum. He ends up coming off. Lowell, the ball in, it's deep. And then Lowell doesn't know an awful lot about it because of the flick on at the near post, but have a look at the bravery here from McCallum. It's that flick there that Lowell doesn't know anything about, and then it's the power that he generates from the header. And there it is. Lowell can't move, can't adjust. McCallum sees that as it directs it, and there is that slight ricochet off Berger, which makes it hard for Victor Johansson. That's why just disrupts the save. It's a real solid header.
Yeah, Victor Johansson looked surprised at the way it reached him, and he couldn't keep it out. And the Sheffield United fans already singing about Wembley on the far side.
Well, this is what they need. They need to keep momentum. They need to keep a belief and a flow going into massive games.
There's Lyndon Gooch. This will be a test now for Stoke City after what happened to them at Ellen Road on Monday.
And by the way, they have looked dangerous, haven't they, on the turnovers? They didn't play particularly bad. Sheffield United have dominated a lot for football.
Straight to Cooper. Well, this is how it looks at the bottom end, and this is why they are still edgy around here, because Stoke City are 4 points above the drop coming into this today. Cardiff City and Plymouth cannot get to them, but the others can.
Yeah, it's a scary thought. But you know that this championship's been this season. You just never know what can happen. I expect Sheffield United to get automatic. That changed. And the same at the bottom. I felt that Plymouth were literally doomed, but give themselves every chance and hope. It's been a brilliant season, and that reflection as a neutral.
Yeah, and the reminder again that the final game of the season is away to Derby County, who were just above the line at the moment. Brewster stands over this free kick for Sheffield United. A few instructions being bellowed down below us by Chris Wilder. Brewster's ball did pick out Holding. It's McCallum again. He's getting ambitious now. Stayed in. One of yours. Oh, wow. We did once again see the potential that Stoke City have here when they met another side of Sheffield. Sheffield Wednesday last week, almost 30,000 turned up here for that game. To see Stoke City win that day against Sheffield Wednesday, it was Stoke's highest attendance here since their Premier League days. Stoke again need their fans to stand with them here as they try and get through this.
It'll be interesting what Mark Robins does next season. Recruitment-wise, what players stay, what players obviously go on. Players come in. It's going to be an interesting one. I do feel that Mark Robins at the helm, he could take this club to a lot more success than what they have had
There's Chamadou. Manhoef. Now Baker. Baker's gone for it! And he almost pulled it off.
Well, he has dropped in a little bit of a deeper role because no one else gone and played in that 10 position, and that's where he picks up a real fine position. And I tell you, that is whipping and whipping close to that far top corner. And I think he's got Michael Cooper literally hoping that it does go wide, which it does. It's a great effort from Lewis Baker.
Well, Cooper was concerned, no question about that. But he's had such an up and down, a mixed time on the different managers here, Lewis Baker at Stoke City, but he's got the confidence of Mark Robins, and he's been flourishing of late. And we've seen him score a spectacular goal already this season. That was actually tap-in territory from where he launched that one. McCallum. What his finest moment? We're heading towards 3 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Robinson. There's Gallagher. Manhoef trying to step away from Holding, who's helped out by Brewster.
Sam Gallagher's not had enough supply and service into the box. He's having to drift out and try and get on the ball himself. A lot of work ethic for him. No on the touch. And that's because he just hasn't had the supply and service into the box.
Well, they scored from a Chamadou long throw at Cardiff City. Not quite Rory Delap-esque, but still, it caused problems, and Chamadou ready to throw this one. Bay rises. There's Junho Bay again. Chamadou. Cooper comes and Cooper claims. And Robinson wasn't too happy. But Phillips got up close and personal with Cooper.
This will get cleared up quite quickly, I'd have thought. Gillett will just have a word with Phillips as he tries to make that challenge. Big hit. He's got every right to go and make a challenge, hasn't he? And obviously the goalkeeper outstretched the arms, which Michael Cooper does. He'll get straight back up, but his defence come to his rescue.
Well, the Sheffield United players quick to close ranks. In a battle with Gooch, the ball has gone out of play. Holding. Tyrese Campbell. There's Baker. Now Phillips. Millie Manhoef trying to pick out the runner Gallagher, and it was another nearly moment for Stoke City.
Yeah, it was. It was almost an absolute glorious pass from Manhoef. Gallagher might get a little toe to that. It's just in front of him. Could he maybe have just prodded that towards the goal? He's always stretching to get control of it.
Well, we've had encouraging moments in this first half of Stoke City, but it's Sheffield United, the Blades, who have the edge right now as we head towards the break.
They've shown really good signs, Stoke City, going forward on the counter-attack.
And that is the end of the first half. Mark Robins hoping to ensure championship survival with a win here tonight, but his Stoke City team are up against it. Sam McCallum scoring for Sheffield United, a header which Victor Johansson was unable to deal with. He couldn't keep it out. Stoke City have gone close through a spectacular effort from Lewis Baker. He was just inches away. At the break, it's Stoke City 0, Sheffield United 1.
Stoke out early. Michael, what's Mark Robins saying to his players?
Well, he's just got to find a reaction, a way back into the game. I think it's about setting targets, about setting momentum. Who can he dig out? Who can he get a reaction from? Has he got a particular player he goes and does that with? And I think that's what's important. Can he go a bit more direct? Can they convert some of the chances? It's anything possible at this stage now to get this come back into the game, because the reward is there for them.
Well, they haven't won a game in the Championship when losing at half-time this season. They want to change that. Let's get back to Lee Hendry and Gary Weaver.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. So, Lee Hendry, let's talk about Sheffield United and the mentality of the playoffs. Chris Wilder admits they've got to change that mentality. 9 playoff campaigns, they've failed in them all. You were part of it 2009 when they lost to Burnley. Can you feel it? Could you feel it then around the club?
Yeah, because it's one of them where you, as I said, you have to have the momentum going into the playoffs, and there is an added pressure. You know, you're home and away, and then the big final. If you get to that, as I said, it is really and truly 3 cup finals that you have to go through if you are to succeed. Unfortunately, I was one of them that didn't, and really showed my aggression over that. But
yes,
that was one of them things that, you know, you just felt that the disappointment, the sheer disappointment. You've had a long season, and I feel that the team that just misses out really and truly, the expectation level, you know, it does come bearing down on you. I think there's more pressure.
Yeah, Lee Hendry sent off in that playoff final after the final whistle. Crimes against football or crimes against fashion, one of them. Or just too much to say.
Too much to say.
So Sheffield United attacking the south stand end of the Bet365 stadium with this free kick right at the start of the second half. Robinson amongst those gathered and almost crept through to Jack Robinson. Away by Bay. Just going back to that playoff mentality, Chris Wilder's already mentioned Newcastle to his players, the fact that they ended their trophy droughts. These runs can come to an end. Look at Preston and Brentford, who had miserable records in the playoffs, but they finally ended those, and Chris Wilder hoping Sheffield United do likewise in the playoffs in May.
Well, I believe that they can do so as well. I think that they have that strength and depth in the squad, and they have an injury in Chris Wilder that can certainly drive them through that. I think that when things are there to be beaten and taken away, that would be my team talk. It certainly would.
Another free kick here for Sheffield United, which Brewster once again has an interest in. Big gap between Johansson and the Stoke City back line. And it goes from Brewster. Off the head of Holding. Lawal. He'll try to win it back for the Blades, and he does. There's Hamza Chowdhury. Now the goal scorer, Sam McCallum. Hamza Chowdhury again, and Stoke, who have been dangerous on the counter-attack, look to launch another one with Bay. Berger. Mostly held at bay by Brewster. The two going at it again, and Brewster stands his ground brilliantly.
Brilliant defending. He does get swiped at there, and that's why he's turned an Jared Gillett. He definitely does do brilliantly though, doesn't he? The first initial one. He doesn't give up. And then he just shows his power and speed here. That's when he gets his body across. And have a look, there's a little swipe out there, and that's why he's furious.
Berger, who a couple of years ago was playing in a Europa Conference League semi-final with Basel, losing out to Fiorentina. And now he's part of this Stoke City team looking to ensure championship survival. Brewster rising. There's Tyrese Campbell. Brewster again, trying to release Sariki. It's trickled through to Femi Sariki. Keeper Moore arriving. Goal kick is the outcome.
Yeah, clever little pass from Brewster. It's just enough. The ball in. There's enough pace on it for centre forward to get across then at keeper Moore, isn't it? I think the defender gets a slight nudge as well.
John Hobey. City have won 3 of their last 6 games, as we mentioned earlier. Leeds United aside, they have been in pretty decent form. Mark Robbins has put a lot of that down to players returning from injury. Also worked a lot on getting more bodies into the box and making Stoke City a more attacking threat than they were before he arrived. The yellow card is coming out here and brandished towards Sam McCallum. I think it's for delaying the restart. Phillips. There's Phillips again. And for the aerial presence of Gallagher. Lowell. Now, Millian Manhoff. That's Wouter Berger. There's Lyndon Gooch. Right footer playing at left back. Now Bay. Gooch again. Gallagher waiting in the middle, waiting for the ball to come his way. Baker. Gooch looking to deliver that time, moved on by Lowell. Gallagher looking for Lowell again, but the flag is up.
Oh, the home fans are urging that ball to get in the box. Gallagher isn't. Well, wait for that ball to come in. Very static, isn't it? Because in a couple of opportunities to throw that ball into a dangerous area, and there ends up being an offside.
City Peck with a bit of reading. Looks like he could be coming on shortly. Through his duties as set pieces by the looks of it. Problem here for Wouter Berger.
There's been a few of these challenges all night, and that's one that he's leading with the arm, isn't he? Kiefer Moore, as he always did. Leading the arm there, no intent at all, he's just trying to win the ball.
He's had hernia surgery to deal with this season, Kiefer Moore, as he hunts a third promotion to the Premier League. He's done it with Bournemouth, he's done it with Ipswich last season. He's hoping to do it with Sheffield United. There's Jun-Ho Bae. Gooch on the outside. The ball gets out of the way and it goes behind for a Stoke City corner.
Oh, they need to. Reaction from going a goal behind. These are good opportunities, good delivery. I always expect that from Baker. And that strike from distance, which was so close.
Stoke City attacking the Boothen end in this second half. Looking for a big moment in front of the Boothen end. Away by Holding, it dropped invitingly for Jun-Ho Bae. He smashes it high and wide.
A bit of composure there. There's someone on the edge of the box, and then maybe that side foot might suit that. It's an absolute slash at the ball, isn't it? It's all wrong. It's never right from the start.
I mentioned the Stoke want to make this a place to be feared again, just like the old days. Before Mark Robins arrived, Stoke had lost 33 of 75 league games here. Lost 1 in 10 since, which was that miserable night against Middlesbrough. But getting it right here is a big part of the Mark Robins plan, getting this place fired up again. And as we mentioned earlier, we saw the potential here against Sheffield Wednesday when this place was packed out.
I think we've seen potential here many times, but about having that consistency, that's what they haven't done for a long time. For the Mark Robins coming in, I think he'll put his stamp on things next season and transform this football club.
And the yellow card here for Ben Wilmot. That challenge, which has left Brewster grounded.
Well, is it a challenge he really has to go and make? I'm not sure he has to. It's always going away from goal. He's got to come through. And Brewster, that's quite clear because his foot and his touch there, it's a nasty challenge.
So a booking for Wilmot, and Ryan Brewster, a player who's suffered so much because of injury in the last few years. He's back on his feet now, feeling the pain.
He is certainly feeling the pain as well. You can understand why. It's a real poor challenge from Wilmot. Just hope that he can run that off. Brewster, as you said, he's had injury after injury.
He's trying to check on the well-being of Chris Wilder, of Ryan Brewster. Is Chris Wilder, amongst other things. Sheffield United hunting a second goal, in from McCallum. Brewster lurking just outside the box. Manhoff unable to link up with Bae. Here's McCallum. Bae again. Million Manhoff. Lawal. Now Chamadou. What a room here for Wouter Berger. Heavy touch from him, invited the challenge from Brewster. And Cooper gets to it.
The only thing I can see from Stoke City is that when they get the counter-attack, which we've seen, they look dangerous, but all that, when Sheffield United get bodies behind the ball, finding it hard to really break them down and find a solution that's going to get them back into this game.
Ryan Brewster, I think they're pointing to a hole in his sock, which may well have come from that challenge from Ben Wilmot. He's gone down again here. Gooch not happy that the referee has brought play to a halt. Trouble here for Ryan Brewster.
Well, it was a nasty challenge, and there's no wonder that he's gone down. I mean, he's tried to get on with things. He hasn't been able to.
So a booking for Victor Johansson for his protests. And Ryan Brewster needing attention here.
Oh, this is horrible. I mean, he has a touch. I mean, there's just no need for Ben Wilmot to come across and make that challenge whatsoever. And there's another one Brewster's had, and that could have been a lot worse. I mean, that's over the shin, isn't it? I mean, that could potentially have been a hell of a lot worse for Brewster. It's a good job he had his shin pad on there. You've seen that move and the follow through. I mean, that could have easily, quite easily been a red card.
So confirmation of the booking for Victor Johansson for his protest when the referee brought play to a halt, so Ryan Brewster could receive treatment. Chris Wilder's spoken about hoping to avoid injuries heading into the playoffs, trying to get the balance right between giving players who've had knocks and got knocks a breather. Gus Harmer not involved tonight, Membrius and Diaz not involved tonight. And right now, Ryan Brewster feeling the effects of a couple of strong challenges on him. He's waiting to come back on. There's Lawal with a fired up Bet 365 Stadium. Souza. There's Kiefer Moore. Brewster has to wait for the 30 seconds to be up before he is invited back on. He is now back on the pitch. Sheffield United just slow things down.
They've got every right to do that, haven't they? They're leading the game, and just feel that there's no attacking threat there at the moment for Stoke City. We've seen it as when they broke out where maybe Sheffield United are on the attack. That's where they've looked so dangerous. All of that leads to Sheffield United to get back in a real compact unit and find it hard to break them down.
Baker, there's Gooch. Wouterberger. Holding gets to that ahead of Gallagher. Kiefer Moore in combat with Phillips, and Stoke get the free kick. And this place is on the edge.
Yeah, it really is. One thing you'll say is that I think Phillips really has to go and fight with Kiefer Moore. That's what he wants.
We're hearing that Tom Cannon will be coming on shortly for Sheffield United. This place will be closer to the edge, potentially, with that. There's Gooch. Lawal going for the acrobatics, then goes down, has a look at the referee. Callum O'Hare leading the breakout for Sheffield United.
I'll tell you what, Vinny Souza made an unbelievable run there that O'Hare just didn't see. Vision would have seen him clean running into the final third.
Sidney Peck will also be coming on shortly for Sheffield United, who have the advantage thanks to Sam McCallum's first half header. Tyrese Campbell seen off by Phillips, but he presented straight to Callum O'Hare. Lawal caught, free kick Stoke City.
This game does feel like it's just going to boil over. Someone needs to get control of that game. Challenges flying in from both sides.
Harrison Burrows also ready to come on here for Sheffield United, so a triple change is imminent.
just have a look at the match stats as well, and possession, yes, Sheffield United certainly dictating that at the moment. Just look at the touches in the opposition box, and that's where I feel that see that they've been much more of a threat. One shot on target for Stoke City. And that just proves my point really, is that they haven't offered enough going forward.
Tyrese Campbell, Femi Siriki and Sam McCallum will be the three who are withdrawn shortly by Chris Wilder. Souza. McCallum to Robinson. The volume increases. And Robinson is caught. And it gets even louder inside here.
Frustration really creeping in. Sheffield United having that a bit of a tease factor by keeping the ball, keeping possession, making Stoke City work for it.
So, the first to come on, Harrison Burrows, a straight swap for Sam McCallum at left back. McCallum, whose goal is the difference right now.
And this was the goal, wasn't it, where question marks maybe Victor Johansson do better. I thought there was a little bit more power on that actually looked.
Well, the cheers now because the number of Tyrese Campbell has just been raised. So against his former club, Tyrese Campbell comes off. And coming on is Tom Cannon, who was here in the first half of the season, scored 11 goals in 27 games for Stoke City, on loan then from Leicester City. At the time, then boss Stephen Schumacher felt he had the final piece in his jigsaw, bringing in Tom Cannon. But then it wasn't too long after that that Stephen Schumacher was sacked by Stoke City. Now back in football at Bolton. And Sidney Peck is on to replace Femi Siriki, which means Hamza Chowdhury has moved to right back, and Peck will play at the heart of the Sheffield United midfield. Wouter Berger, Peck, Lawal. There's Lyndon Gooch. Holding steps across. Into Kiefer Moore. He's now partnered with Tom Cannon. Those two did cause Burnley problems at times in the first half at Turf Moor on Monday. Cannon scored his first goal for Sheffield United on Monday. Wilmot. There's Baker. Chamadou. There's William Manhoff. A little stronger on his left. They're working on his right foot right now so he can feel comfortable going both ways, which they feel would make him a completely different proposition as a player.
Yeah, definitely would if you got them options. Really limited this evening. Definitely been quiet out on that right-hand side.
For Stoke on the final day next weekend at Derby County. Stoke don't get any points here tonight and they avoid defeat at Derby next week. They're safe no matter what happens elsewhere. And if they can turn this around in the final quarter here and get the 3 points here, it will all be done and dusted.
He needs to do a little bit more, Gary. He needs to having that possession back there. It's breaking them final thirds. It's not happened at all.
Osen Lawals after this. Just picking up the pace but runs out of pitch.
And it's unlucky, just tries to use his pace to go by. He just overcooks it. I don't know what he's thinking now. Can he make changes? Can he do something a little bit different that just turn this game on its head? I'm sure he's got something off his sleeve.
Well, he's really excited about this job. He believes everything is here. The owners, the fan base, the stadium, the training ground, billionaire owners. Of course, they have to watch what they do because of PSR. And finances may well be tight again this coming summer. They may well have to sell, and probably will have to sell to generate. It's a summer after where they'll have a bit more wiggle room. And right now, it's about ensuring their future as a championship club. Cannon has made the run here. Of course, most of these Stoke City players will know all about what Tom Cannon is capable of, the runs he wants to try and make, having played alongside him in the first half of the season. That's Bay. Burrows was always stretching. Here's William Manhoff. It's opened up for Manhoff on his stronger left foot, but he couldn't deliver.
Yeah, gets himself into a real good position to take that strike on. Burrows just takes the pace out of that, and then 1v1 cuts inside. Conviction, I'm not sure, was quite there.
Well, John Coates watching on alongside Jonathan Walters, who's Stoke City's sporting director. Jonathan Walters, he has been vocal about bringing a definitive style of football back to Stoke City. Crosses, shots, attacking front foot football with a bit of flair as well. He was part of the great moments in the Premier League for Stoke City. Great European nights as well. A win here against Besiktas, which Mark Robbins was actually at back in 2011 when Walters scored and Peter Crouch scored too, and a 2-1 win in the Europa League.
Yeah, it can be some place. I know that from the experience of playing here when he turned a corner under Tony Pulis, and that's what it was all about. It was getting into wide areas, it was getting balls into the box. That looks at Mama and Rick.
Bay, and it breaks down, and the home fans voiced their disapproval.
That's been the disappointment, though, it really has. When they've got into the third wide areas, they haven't put supply into the box, and that's why St Gallagher's not really had anything at all, has he? Nothing to really go at. Not just having a striker of his calibre up there and not giving him service.
More encouragement from the Stoke City fans as Bay sends that ball in, and Cooper having to take evasive action.
And a teasing cross. So it was the best cross in the world, but it's one that Uncle Cooper has to deal with because it was coming in that back post.
Ali Al-Hamadi is coming on for Stoke City, and he will replace Junho Bay. So Bay withdrawn, and on comes Ali Al-Hamadi, part of Ipswich Town's successful promotion campaign to get out of this league last season. And very much a wanted man this season, Ali Al-Hamadi. Corner sent in, and Cooper gets to it. Ali Al-Hamadi looking to get involved immediately.
Yeah, first touch. It's away from the goalkeeper. Quite clearly open as well. Unfortunately, just can't direct it.
Scored a couple of goals since arriving on loan, Ali Al-Hamadi, one of which was the winner here against Blackburn back in February. Lyndon Gooch. Away that time from Ali Al-Hamadi, but Sheffield United can't get away from Stoke. Here's Lawal. Al-Hamadi. Smashed forward by Jack Robinson. Lawal. Al-Hamadi. Take the ball with him. There's Holding.
Suddenly it does look a little bit different, doesn't it? Because having the two out-and-out centre forwards on the pitch, seem to be playing that little bit more direct into the front two. And the front foot a lot better.
Well, Gallagher's made the run from out to in here, and it almost got to him. Hamza Chowdhury made sure that he shut down that space.
Yeah, he knows as well. And he's the one that plays them onside, actually. See that touch there, but then he does brilliantly just to understand where Gallagher wants to get it inside.
This is Lyndon Gooch.
Yeah, Brewster was up quick as this ball was attempted to go into the box, and that's why it comes off. Gooch, that last touch.
We're heading into the final 15 minutes. Stoke City looking to try and save this. Sheffield United looking to get that winning feeling on the road again. They've lost the last 3 away from home. Sheffield United at Oxford, at Plymouth and Burnley on Monday. As they head towards the playoffs. Ali Al-Hamadi after this. Cooper, big save. He's been doing it all season.
Massive save. Brilliant pick out, brilliant strike. Topped off with a good save from Cooper in goal. Love the fact they want to get on with it. Lowell does brilliant, good thinking. And then clever little pass. Almost like the Tyrese Campbell one in the first half. Cooper comes out, drags his shot. Save with the feet. So much better, Stoke. Look, more of a threat. Look, more positive on the front foot.
Ali Al-Hamadi racing after this. In combat with Robinson. Harrison Burrows covers the ground and gets there ahead of Manhoff. Now a chance for Callum O'Hare to try and stretch his legs here. No time to hang around. Stoke City building momentum here. As they look to build a way back into this game. Given away though, straight to Robinson.
Yeah, have a look at that last 10 minutes. All of a sudden, touches in the box has gone up shots. That's more like it. Well, they've got to try and get back into the game for obvious reasons. I just felt they lacked that rhythm and that flow in the forward areas. All of a sudden it's changed. 2 up top, there's more to go at. Hamadi's looked at an immediate threat.
Well, Stoke City's need is the greater to ensure survival. If they lose this tonight, it could happen tomorrow in any case, depending on what goes on with Luton and Derby. But they'll want to make sure it's done. They need a win to make sure of that. As for Sheffield United, this is a good test for these players to try and manage this game as they want to get back to winning ways, and also they could be in a similar situation in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have drifted out of it in the second half, Sheffield United. That's why I think Chris Wilder looks at his bench and thought that changes were needed. I don't think they've made that impact that he was expecting.
Shaking ahead from Wouterberger. Stays this way, it will be win number 28 of the season in the Championship for Sheffield United, the most of any team in the Championship this season. Harrison Burrows is having a look at this. Kiefer Moore waits inside the Stoke City box. Sent in by Burrows. Kiefer Moore gets something on it, holding sticks out of boot. No trouble for Johansson, who tries to set Stoke City away. Ali Al-Hamadi beaten to it by Hamza Chowdhury, who's done so well in the last few weeks for Sheffield United, whether at right back or at the heart of midfield.
Yeah, I think playing in that right back role in particular, he's been excellent. Dropped back in. There's been some really crucial challenges again tonight. That was one of them. Johansson looking to Hamadi on his way.
There's Gooch. Again, Ali Al-Hamadi was the target. Now Gallagher. Manhoff. Wilmot. William Manhoff again. Phillips with the climb. Valterberger will have to stretch, and he managed to manoeuvre the ball away from Callum O'Hare.
He's been much better in the second half as well. Valterberger, such a good player in that midfield, and in the second half he has been at the forefront of everything, trying to go forward, picking up them little pieces.
Here's Lawal. Chamadou involved, and the referee has played the advantage as Chamadou stays down. He's up now. Valterberger. There's Gooch. Chowdhury having to step back goal side, puts the challenge in. Looked like for a second that Gallagher had got the better of him, but then he stepped back and won it back.
Yeah, just wanted that pass a little further forward so he could run onto it, had to check. Hamza Chowdhury making another big challenge.
Sheffield United looking to protect their clean sheet here. Gallagher's there, Lawal is there, Valterberger's in there as well. Lawal, Manhoff set his sights, and Stoke City with a chance to reload.
Yeah, knocking on the door.
Ball just about hanging over the corner quadrant. And it goes from Baker. And Sheffield United get the free kick. Jack Robinson is down here. Not for too long though, as he's held back to his feet by Gallagher. So this is how it looks in that huge scrap, this fight down the bottom. Cardiff City and Plymouth Argyle cannot get to Stoke City, but the others can.
Yeah, they can. They just want to focus on his side winning and getting points on the board. He can't gamble on other teams doing him favours. There's no chance. He's been in the game too long for that. That's why he feels that this is a big game. They wanted to get over the line. They wanted to have that security. I still think they'll be fine, obviously, but I said it. So many up and downs in the Championship this season, top and bottom.
Yes, former club Coventry go to Luton tomorrow. That fixture can still send a shiver down the spine of Mark Robbins after that playoff final. It's Junior Chamadou who is receiving treatment. a reminder that Luton Coventry City game is live tomorrow on Sky Sports Main Events. The build-up begins at 11 and plenty more accompanies that. So it looks like Lewis Kumas is ready to come on. At times a bright star in the gloom that has shrouded Stoke City this season. They've had problems in the left-back position because of injury of Stoke City. Now it's the right-back, Junior Chamadou, who's got an issue here.
It looks like it's going to be the end of his evening. He's moving very gingerly after the challenge off Callum O'Hare.
Josh Wilson-Esbrand is about to come on. Oh, that's where Gus Harmer is. He's been watching on tonight. He did suffer that injury against Cardiff City last Friday. Said he was fine, received the Player of the Match award, ran off, then limped, but still managed to play against Burnley on Monday. Not involved though tonight, but he is with the Sheffield United fans. He is one of them now. So Josh Wilson-Esbrand is coming on. And he will replace Junior Chamadou. And Kumas is coming on for William Manhoff. So William Manhoff leaves the scene. Lewis Kumas, with Stoke City from Liverpool. The time has been tough, but as I mentioned before, at times, certainly in the first half of the season, he and Tom Cannon were the shining lights for Stoke City.
Yeah, they were. They had that spark and to go and create and score goals.
Andre Brooks is coming on for Rhian Brewster. There will be a check on Rhian Brewster's well-being after being hit by those two challenges earlier on in the half. So Andre Brooks, another local, coming on for Sheffield United. Chris Wilder wants his team to break through that 90-point barrier. If it stays this way, they'll be on 89 points. They did have that 2-point deduction, which we've spoken about all season. It's the Sheffield United fans making the noise inside this place right now as they look to see this out.
It'll be a big win for Sheffield United if they hold on to this. Talk about having that flow and rhythm towards the end of the season.
Well, they've worked that nicely. O'Hare's clip ball to Sidney Peck. Keeper Moore trying to get to it. He couldn't, but following up was Andre Brooks. How's that for starters? For Sheffield United, this now is about preparing for the old enemy, the playoffs, winning games before the big show. And they're on course tonight, but more trouble for Stoke City.
Yes, and that's the quality I touched on in this squad of players that Chris Wilder has. Andre Brooks comes on, first touch. How'd you like that? I wouldn't say it was particularly put on a play, but it was an excellent bit of play from Sheffield United. Chowdhury on this right-hand side. Clever little work of passing, sequence, movement, everything, ball across. I mean, you would say that Keith Moore, what he was going to get on the end of that, and falls at that back post. That's why it's so important that wide players get themselves into the box. Brooks does that, first touch. Put that one in the stick, the back of the net. There's a slight hand from Johansson, and that just clarifies, I would say, a very solid performance from Sheffield United.
It's a beautifully worked goal by Sheffield United. Not that those who follow Stoke appreciate it. But Andre Brooks, who just stepped onto the pitch, fires home the goal that could seal this game for Sheffield United.
Make an impact. That is an impact and a half, isn't it? The first touch. So that lots of these players will want to prove a point. Given the opportunity.
"49 seconds after stepping onto the pitch. Andre Brooks has his name up in lights. Stoke City looking for something here. With Kumas, and Robinson gets to it. The wait will go on. It could be sorted out in Stoke City's favour tomorrow, depending on what happens elsewhere. But tonight, Stoke City, being in the Championship, will not be secure for next season. Anel Ahmedhodzic comes on for Sheffield United. Callum O'Hare, who makes way. Stares into the eyes of the booth end and has a word or two, Callum O'Hare, because I think a word or two was coming his way. Stoke looking for something from this corner kick. And they will have another corner here. We'll have 5 additional minutes.
Well, they can certainly get something back here that might just give them a bit of belief. They need it now.
Swinging delivery drops to the feet of Ali Al-Hamadi. Now the break could be on again here for Sheffield United. Brooks leading the charge. No way through though. Tom Cannon was pointing to where he wanted it. Stoke with a man down at the other end of the pitch. There's Baker. Gucci was down, he's back on his feet now, but struggling. Ali Al-Hamadi making the run in behind again, looking for a little bit of support. And by Kumas, Robinson's perfectly placed once more. Now Sidney Peck, who was involved in that outstanding second Sheffield United goal. So there's Brand, runs into trouble, and Sheffield United driving up the pitch again here with Anel Ahmedhodzic. It's a real test of character here for Sheffield United tonight, to respond after what happened to them on Monday, when Burnley took what Sheffield United hoped would be theirs.
Yeah, that's why it's such a big performance. I mean, first half I felt they were very, very good. They responded well to that. Second half, I felt the little tweak and change that Mark Robins made to it. Stoke City side, that's where they needed to go and get the equalising goal. I always feel that there's always a danger with what Sheffield United have in that forward area, the subs that they can turn to. But this will be huge for them going into that last game of the season. Momentum, Bernard hope.
Wilson Esbrand hurls that ball in. There's Hamza Chowdhury. Just thinking, I think Gus Harmer missed that second goal, didn't he? He'd left. There's Cannon. Now Harrison Burrows. United finish their regular season with a home game against Blackburn Rovers, who aren't completely out of the playoff picture yet. That's at Bramall Lane next weekend, and then it will be the EFL's greatest show, the playoffs. And Sheffield United looking to try and banish the pain of playoffs past. Lee Hendry. Burrows moves the ball on. Brooks, keeper Moore's there, but couldn't finish it off.
And that would have been icing on the cake, because that bit of play, a number of passes, little ones round the corner, 1-2s, movement, and that's that. I don't know what Sheffield United are all about. I tell you what, keeper Moore's got to do better for me. It's a brilliant ball in. That should be 3.
There's Sidney Peck. Peck involved again in what has been his breakthrough season.
Yeah, big fan of him as well. Just early on in the season, didn't we, Gary?
Wrexham in the League Cup.
Really stood out. He came on and made an impact in this game with that clever ball across the box.
Steel City voices you can hear inside the Bet365 stadium.
And that's what it means to the fans, doesn't it? Certainly the players, you know, they want to get behind this journey that they're on. It means a lot to them, travelling fans all season. It's been a long season of disappointment. We have to get over that.
Sheffield United climb back to their feet. It's the only way they know. Stoke City wait nervously, with those below circling, waiting to feast on their downfall tonight. They are not safe yet. For Sheffield United, the first chance to go up has gone. The best way to go up is still open to them. A big test of character here tonight. They have beaten Stoke City by 2-0. Sam McCallum with the first, a header in the first half, which found its way past Victor Johansson. And then Andre Brooks, 49 seconds after stepping onto the pitch, finished off a beautifully crafted Sheffield United move to finish off Stoke City. For Stoke, the wait, the worry goes on. For Sheffield United, the wait for the playoffs goes on. It's finished Stoke City 0, Sheffield United 2.
Yeah, great reaction from Sheffield United after the disappointment of Easter Monday for Stoke. Things looking a little bit more tense now, heading towards the final weekend of the regular season next weekend. Michael Brown, Nick Chambers and Chris Basham alongside me. Chris, Sheffield United have got to be delighted with that response, haven't they?
Fantastic response in a feisty environment. It was a full-blooded game. And there's smiles on their faces, and I think that's what the manager would have wanted to see come the end of today's game. And we would have set the targets to get past 90 points, and he's on course to do that now.
Clean sheet as well, just all the positives you want heading towards the playoffs, isn't it, Luke?
I think it's almost been a perfect response and performance from Chris Wilder and his team, and the selections that he made they've all been sort of performed in the right way. So I think he'll be absolutely delighted. I think that second goal especially got them playing with real confidence in that last 5 or 10 minutes, and what they're going to take into the next final game, going into the playoffs, is the perfect tonic for him, and he'll be delighted, I think.
Lovely move, that final goal as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, great move, great ball across. The finish maybe was a slight fortunate, but you can't be too critical when you've just come on the pitch. But just going back to that squad performance, he used the squad well. I feel like obviously now it was a reaction that was needed. He'd be absolutely delighted after the week they've had. He knows it was going to be a tough game because of the relegation situation that Stoke City were in, and now it's something to build on. The last game, get another good result, gain that momentum, gain that confidence going into the playoffs after a difficult couple of weeks. So a real positive for Chris Wilder.
And Chris, you know this group, that togetherness is something we haven't seen at the end of games, because that's only their second win in their last 6. So it's good for everyone associated with the club to see this.
Yeah, it's so important to have their fans on side and all pushing in the right direction. I think the manager's got them all over there just to clap them, because he knows how tough it has been in April, but they finished it off in a nice way tonight, and it was a tough game, but they've stood up to the task, and to come off victorious is a big thing for them.
for Stoke, though, Luke. You know, we were saying before the game, you know, feel like they're almost there, but they're still not there, and it's going to go to the final weekend of the season.
Yeah, and I think at times they perform pretty well, and I think Mark Robbins will be pleased with certain aspects, but again, they are in the thick of it. They're still going to be watching the results coming thick and fast tomorrow with a little bit of worry in the back of their minds, but all they can do now is look forward to that final game and try and take as many points out of it as they can, because they're not far away. I think they're going to be all right, but again, we know it's the Championship and anything can happen in that final 2 games.
Yeah, a nervous Saturday afternoon for Mark Robbins and his team doing their lap of honour, because it's their last home game of the season. Just seeing there, Chris, though, the Sheffield United fans, it seemed to mean a lot to them, that performance tonight.
Yeah, they needed that. I think they needed the belief from everybody, obviously the players too, to push as much as they can. They probably would have liked to have had a different celebration tonight, but the best thing that they could do was win the game and to come out victorious. And there's a nice togetherness there. There's a bit of great cheering on because they know how big they're going to be come the last few games of the season into the playoffs.
Let's get down to the pitch now with Callum O'Hare and player of the match, Rhian Brewster, chatting to Jonathan Oakes.
Well done, both of you. What does it mean to get a win like that as you get ready for the playoffs, Rhian?
Yeah, of course, you know, we're going to try win every game now until the end of the season, because obviously if we do that, we get to the Premier League, and that's what we want to do. But it's good to take momentum as well into the semis, you know, after a disappointing, you know, couple weeks. But yeah, it was a good result today. We grinded it out, you know, second half especially. But yeah, it's good to get the win today.
You had to put a shift in tonight. You were on the end of a couple of very heavy challenges in quick succession. Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel a bit sore, but you know, yeah, I'm okay. I'll just rest, recover, and you know, we've got to get ready for next week.
Callum, back in the side tonight. Just tell us how determined you are to play a big role now in these playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, every footballer wants to play. So yeah, like I'm glad I played tonight, and I'm glad we got the win. And like Rhys said, we're trying to take momentum going into the playoffs now, and hopefully we can win every game. That's what every footballer tries to do, and that's what we're going to try to do. So yeah.
What's it been like over the last couple of weeks, seeing those automatic chances slip away from you?
Not going to lie, it's been horrible. Yeah. Everyone will say that we've been trying our best, and unfortunately we slipped at the last hurdle. But you know, we're footballers, we've got to get on with it. And like I said, we're going into playoffs now. We need to get momentum. We need to get confident. And hopefully we can take tonight's performance into the next game and then take that into the next games.
Yeah. Does it help to know now, Rhian, instead of like missing out on the final day, does it help to know now so you know what's happening, you know what you're up against?
Yeah, but of course we would like to have taken it to the last day, you know, but ultimately, yeah, you know, we had to get over it quickly from Monday, and I think we showed that tonight, you know, with I think everyone just thought, because we're in the playoffs now, that we're just going to, you know, cruise and just hopefully switch it on in the playoffs, but that's not how it goes. We got to, like I said, take momentum from the next 2 games going into the playoffs, and yeah, like you said, we just work hard and hopefully it will go our way.
It's the best way to go up, you know, Cal.
That's what I've heard, so hopefully we can do it, you know, as long as we get there, you know, that's what everyone wants, that's what all the fans want, you know, and hopefully we can do it, so just got to take that momentum and keep it pushing.
Thank you. Well done, both of you. Callum, if you do the honours for us, please. Don't escape yet. Rhian Brewster, Sky Bet player of the match. Well done.
Don't forget that. Rhian Brewster was player of the match award tonight with Callum O'Hare, both in the side tonight, both hoping to play a pivotal role in those playoffs. Here is how the Sky Bet Championship looks this evening then, with everyone still to play, but Sheffield United moving on to 89 points. Of course, we know Leeds and Burnley are already there. We know Sheffield United will finish 3rd, but we don't know who they're going to be playing yet. Down the other end, it could yet go then to the final weekend of the season for Stoke. They'll be watching what happens unfolds tomorrow lunchtime, tomorrow afternoon, and they'll see where they will be sitting next weekend. But for now, it's 17th. And a huge weekend then coming up in the EFL.
And slammed in by Ali! Back-to-back relegations are not on their agenda. It's an absolutely breathtaking strike.
And that's a massive goal from Bristol City.
Surely the playoffs will beckon. They've reached football's grandest destination.
You're not trying hard enough.
This is the power of the English football pyramid. 2, as strong, as competitive, as compelling as it has been. This is going to go down to the wire.
So much still to be decided, and we are back tomorrow lunchtime, 12:30. Luton against Coventry is our main game on Sky Sports main event, but all the others as well available on Sky Sports Plus. Saturday tea time, Wrexham, can they do it? Can they come up to the Championship? They're playing Charlton. They're in with a shout themselves, 5:30 for that one. And then Leeds v Bristol City. Monday night, Bristol City hoping to make the playoffs, 8 p.m. on Sky Sports Football. Don't miss a packed night of boxing from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as bitter rivals Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn finally meet to settle their long-running feud. Coverage gets underway from 5 p.m. tomorrow live on Sky Sports Box Office. This event is available to Sky customers and also non-Sky customers via the Sky Sports Box Office app in the UK and Ireland. Virgin Media and EETV customers, please contact your operator. Go to skysports.com/box office for more information. And the hotly anticipated second series of the BAFTA and Emmy-winning Last of Us returns, a new episode every Monday on Sky Atlantic. Well, we'll look back on Sheffield United being back in form this evening. The Blades sharpening themselves for the playoffs with a win and a clean sheet. Michael, Luke, Chris and myself will be back after the break with more reaction.
Cheers to goals and glory. Jameson sponsors the EFL on Sky Sports.